Hello everyone, this is Meinax here. Today, I'm going to be a little bit serious. Today is Memorial's Day. Understood. All of that. Remembering the lost, the fallen heroes, soldiers, all of that. I, for one, am not a huge supporter of military and government. Okay, I take that back. Government is a good thing if it's done right. Unless it's run by morons, which unfortunately we have most of the time, which is why our troops are still deployed because of George Bush, which is why I like Barack Obama, because he's trying to end war. I like him. I like ending war. The idea of ending war is a good thing for me. But people who die in the military, I've had family in the military. My cousin was in the military. A couple of the people, I don't remember who, but I've had family and friends in the military. And they chose on their own will to take their lives and put them at risk to defend this country. This country, which half the time isn't even doing what they say they're doing. So all these people get all patriotic, sign up for the military, and get deployed to go over to Afghanistan, Iraq, so on and so forth. Where was the just cause for going to war? The whole world hates us because we use our military power to police the world. We think we own the world. We think we're better than everybody. Truth is, most everybody was around before us. Most of Europe was around before. We branched out of Europe. We came here from Europe. So, we do not own the world. The world has to be owned consecutively, together. Everyone needs to work as one in this world for it to work the way it's supposed to. But unfortunately, we have a bunch of fatheads, ego-stroking morons in government, not even just here, all around the world, that don't see this, and they have egos that reach as far as their missiles do. So they deploy. And there's no just cause. When we originally went over to the Middle East to kill Saddam, where was the thinking, where was the thought process behind that? What former threat was there, other than the intelligence that they had weapons of mass destruction? I've done a lot of research on this, and it was all oil. Oil. Because America wouldn't go get their own oil. They wanted to steal other people's oil. And guess what? They got pissed and we got into a war. Over oil. There was no weapons of mass destruction. That was just the cause for war. And then, let's see. Okay, back in the 60s, Vietnam. We thought that we could go over there and basically tell North Korea and South Korea that they were going to be a democracy. Half of them were for it, the other half were not. And guess what happened? We got our asses handed to us on a silver platter in Vietnam. So many soldiers died. So many people that didn't even want to be in the military died. They were drafted against their will for fear of going to prison. It's either prison or Canada. And now even Canada, if you go there, they'll extradite you back to America and put you in jail unless you go in the military. This is the reason the world hates America. I was just watching Philip DeFranco, his show, the Phil DeFranco show, and he was talking about Obama and how he wants to end war, and how people are thinking about getting involved in another war that doesn't involve us. In Syria, there was a mass murder killing thing. Well, guess what? Let the Syrians deal with it. I know this is kind of like mean to say, you deal with it, but we can't even pull ourselves out of our own economic debt right now. Why should we spend more money going to help them? I think they'll be okay. I think they can handle it. And plus, it's been rumored and almost worldly believed that it's the Syrian government that caused it. They're the ones that went in and massacred their own people. So why waste our time chasing this fox, hunting this goose? I mean, it's a wild goose chase. I mean, it's not going to lead anywhere. It's going to lead to more soldiers dying and more people, sounds lame, but more people crying. And where is the just cause for spending all this money to go to wars that we don't belong in? Let's see. Back in World War II, understandable reason for getting involved when Japan obviously hit Pearl Harbor. But we could have decided not to get involved at all in the first place, whereas we were selling weapons and tanks and ships to every country involved. England, France, Germany, Japan. We were selling it to all of them, and eventually America pulled a stupid move and cut off the Axis powers and only started selling to the Allied forces. I've already been talking for about 6 minutes, and it's unbelievable how I could go on for days about how our government has just been so reckless with their power. Any government's been reckless with their power. This part is directed for Phil DeFranco. This is my response to you. So please check your videos below for your responses because I want you to hear this. The man you were talking about, I don't exactly remember his name, that said the word hero shouldn't be used to define passed on soldiers, stuff like that. He's kind of right, because hero glorifies the idea of dying for your country. We don't want people to go to die. We want people to go to protect and to win the battles. When the truth is, people need to just realize that there's no just cause for fighting. There's no reason to fight. There's no reason to gather the troops and deploy them, because a lot of them are coming out of high schools, and some of them might have been the football leader. Some of them could have been the nerds that sat in the corner. All people that either one, have been glorified themselves and want to continue, or two, have had never been called anything and feel they deserve more. So they get up, these two, and they sign up for the military and they go die. And they're called heroes, which is what they wanted. But why die to be called a hero? I mean, it's ridiculous. So if we didn't use the word hero to define the troops that died, I feel the number of people in the military would decrease. I don't know. That's just my thought. But Mr. Phil, your question was, obviously, should America get involved in Syria? No, obviously not. We need to focus on our country. We need to bring our troops home. Focus on our country. Let the world handle its problems itself. When we can pull ourselves out of our own economical debt, when we can get our heads out of our own freaking asses, and when the rest of the country can get their heads out of their own asses, and the rest of the world can get their heads out of their asses, maybe, just maybe, there's a slight hope for this world to prosper. And the other bad thing is that people nowadays, I mean, I'm only 17, and I have all these opinions on society and the government and war and all this crap. So many people are being influenced by these fathead reality shows like Jersey Shore, and I can't even list them all, but there's just so many where they're so cool and they're so jock and they're so muscular and awesome, and it glorifies being an egotistical asshole. And it worries me that the people that are in like school right now with me are going to be the ones that have to run the country soon. I mean, I'm one person. I can do my best to try and help this country. I don't know how many other people in my generation are this, you know, head on about it. I know so much about politics that probably none of my school even knows. And we live in New Hampshire. The first primary in the fucking country. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear, but I mean, seriously, you live in New Hampshire, you should know about politics. My best friend is an idiot. He could care less about politics. I try to explain to him, dude, you need to know politics. You need to know what's going on in government, what's going on in war, what's going on in the office. I mean, you need to know this stuff. You need to go with your taxes, with citizenship. You need to know this stuff. But he just sort of blows it off and goes to play lacrosse and sleep with his girlfriend. I mean, sure, playing sports is fun, and sleeping with a woman is obviously good too, but they'll never preside over government and politics and all that. People glorify people like Tom Brady and all these Super Bowl stars, all these athletes, and all these people. And why though? What have they contributed to this world except for a few hours of entertainment? It hurts my brain to think about the people in my world. It hurts my brain. I want to know in the comment section below, for anyone who watches this video, whether they're subscribed to my channel or they find this off of Philip DeFranco, what do you think about this generation? If you're between the ages of, I don't know, let's say 13 and 21. Let's go there. 13 and 21. Are you or are you not scared for the world when this generation will become the powerful generation? The generation that controls it all. I, for one, am very frightened. Let me know below. And Mr. Phil DeFranco, please tell me, whether you comment on this video or send me some sort of inbox message, you seem like a really intelligent guy, and I love talking to intelligent people. I had a conversation the other night with someone who was afraid of another civil war because of this generation, and I honestly cannot agree with him. When this generation gets into power, World War III, another civil war, sorry, I can see it. I can all see it play out in my head, and I can imagine just, people like tweeting, "Oh crap, my friend just got shot." Tweet, and I don't really want to talk much more. But like I said, Mr. Phil DeFranco, please, if you have any interest in talking to me at all, I'm very interested in talking to you about this stuff, because I love having intellectual conversations with intelligent people. It's really hard to talk to people at my school. That's why I come here a lot, to look at your videos and other people who cover news. And I can't even watch the news anymore because it's all a bunch of government conspiracy media bullshit lies. Fox will just report whatever the hell they damn want. And it's ridiculous. I can't stand it. That's why I come to YouTube and to the internet for the real news, the real story. So please, I would love to talk to you. And anyone else that is interested in having an intellectual conversation. I'm probably even willing to friend people on Facebook if they wanted to. Follow me on Twitter, especially, at Meinax, Meinax. And if you want to friend me on Facebook to talk intellectually with me, you know my name. It's Mike. And if you want to know the rest of my name, to friend me on Facebook, either leave a comment and I'll inbox you on YouTube, or inbox me on YouTube and I'll look through all my things. Or even tweet me. Tweet me at Meinax and say, I would like to friend you on Facebook so we can have intellectual conversations, or just make a response video to this video and put it in the comments. I'm gonna stop talking because I've been talking for like 15 minutes now, so I'm gonna end now. Mr. Philip DeFranco, thank you. And to the rest of the world who watches this video and leaves their things in the comments, thank you. I'm gonna stop ranting now. Have a good night, guys.